feel like our channel's just bricked. Where is it streaming to?
It's a title card.
Yeah, there's nothing here. I mean, this is set to unlisted though, and now it's going back to this Alfalfa ledger thing.
That's going to make that public. Yeah, I think the RMCP
I'm just gonna delete everything in here.
goes to that.
I don't know what the fuck's going on there.
Just
What is this, episode 238?
yeah. Just do the public one.
Where do I do the privacy? There's no privacy setting in here?
It's,
Like, who designs this shit, man? Who fucking designs this shit?
we're doing the same thing.
Fucking kill me, bro. Fucking kill me. It's like streaming live to this fucking thing for some reason. Make it public. Maybe that works. I don't know.
And that did work earlier. We went live on that for a minute. Previously. I can smell the shit and it's making me nauseous. Okay, so YouTube Studio says you're live. But not on the channel.
That's correct. Says we're live. I don't understand. Did like everything just fucking brick on us? I don't understand.
Okay, we are live.
We are?
Check the document.
Check.
Good.
What the hell is going on? Oh my god.
Check.
Oh my god. This is unbelievable.
Wow.
Fucking comedy of errors here.
I'm going to Discord. Sit in your seats. Let's go.
I still don't see it on the channel. It's like not on the channel still.
It showed up for me.
On the channel?
Yeah.
It's not showing up for me. Ugh.
I see it.
You do now?
Yeah.
It's weird. It's not showing up on my phone.
Well, let's get started.
It's not showing up for me. Yeah, we're good, Steven.
Ugh.
Cool.
Let's roll. Okay. First things first.
It's fucking
Nick,
old fashioned.
No, this is what we're
This
doing.
old fashioned is just
No, this is-
80% melted ice cube.
This is what we're doing. Nick's going to tell us what we're drinking, and we're going to drink it. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's the last thing in the world. I wanna-
Steven, your knees in the shot. You can't do
Oh,
that.
God.
Okay? That's
Okay.
what's going to set this right, is we have to take a shot.
Oh,
of this.
yeah, let's do this. Okay, so
Okay.
what we have here is some fine Chinese wine. And you'll laugh at the word wine here in a second, but this is a Chinese Baijiu. And on my trip, this is what
That's the bottle it comes in?
this is
That
this
looks like
bottle.
some fucking cleaner you bought off
Doesn't it
the
look like
shelf
lighter
at
fluid?
Harvard's? Yeah.
Looks like lighter fluid.
Smells
This little
like
bottle
lighter
is
fluid.
like $275.
Oh my
Wait,
god!
wait, I'm sorry. Again.
Wait, that's $275?
What?
No, we don't have mics.
What do you mean?
Wait.
It's not picking up the microphones.
Oh my god! Stop it! It was just working.
No, you
Oh,
haven't.
it's going to MacBook.
Literally just working.
Wait, why is the
It's literally working.
to the where's the fuck is the road?
What the hell? You fucking kidding me?
I mean, I was ready to take this shot.
Are you fucking kidding me? Fuck!
I can hear Steven.
Yeah. I think it's picking up from the laptop.
Oh, this is great.
Oh my god. We've never not gone live. We've always had issues.
Yeah,
We've never not.
it's been smooth.
We've never
The
not
audio is
made
great.
it.
We should save this audio.
Yeah,
just
we
for-
should.
You
say
can
this
mute
audio.
while recording, but you can't switch mics. Why can't I switch mics?
We started.
No way. Are you kidding?
Just like overlay.
I think the mic's working now, but I don't know if it's still live anymore.
Oh no, the thing is gone.
It's gone?
It's doing the thing. It says live stream ended.
Oh my god. Where's it
Hold on.
streaming to? Bro, it's been,
Wait, now we have mics. Dan is
been
saying.
an hour.
Dan, can you see us? Wait, wait. I think we got it. Are you sweaty? I'm sweaty. Oh, it's frozen.
It's frozen? Wait, no. Really? Don't tell me that.
Oh, but it's like to me what I
Why is it? What do you mean it's frozen?
video is good.
It's good?
Yeah, but audio
No, that's like skipping.
is skipping on my live. Put it close to the mic. Dude.
Yeah, I can't read it. There's no words on it. Okay. Ready? Sure. There's no words there. To play us out. What does that mean? To play us out.
Sting is going to do. It's a video. Sting video.
What is
For credits.
I don't know what that means. To play us out. What does that mean? To end the show?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't hear anything from
All right, go.
In
There's no audio?
4, 3.
I hear audio.
That's tomorrow, and that is it.
In
I think it's working.
4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with a.
I think
can't do it.
it's working.
Okay.
We'll do it live.
I hate to say that.
No.
We'll do it live. Do it. Do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
Okay, let's roll.
Okay. 3, 2.
That's harder than building a startup. I got to be honest. That was hard.
Oh wait, I need the Baiju.
That was really hard.
Okay, so we're actually live.
I don't know.
There's people in there.
I don't know.
Do they say hi?
Dan's saying we're good.
Okay, let's go. All right, so I don't know if you heard this the first time or the third time around we did this, but what I have here is some Chinese Baiju. It's Chinese wine, but you're gonna laugh when you taste this, and I called it wine.
Laugh?
But
I'm gonna cry.
this is like the very nice version of the Baiju. There's definitely more expensive versions, but we drink this at every meeting and meal. So
Do you think it's like a test?
yeah, a test of your
Do you think it's a
manhood.
business test
Yeah.
that they put you through?
So this is $275.
Yes,
Why'd you pay for that?
Why does it come in?
because
a
I
liquid
wanted
bottle?
to experience the pleasure, the
Bro, it's
the
like
the
not
struggle
even a nice bottle.
with
Let's
you
just
guys.
do it.
All right,
Put the camera on me.
all right, here.
Wait,
Here. Okay,
I'm
so
gonna have a very
what happens is
visceral
if like
reaction to this.
if you're the boss, I go below you in the cheers.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Does that mean I'm the
So boss goes low because it's a form of respect.
To the customer.
Yeah.
But if I'm his subordinate, then I go lower. All right.
Okay.
Ready? Go.
Oh God! It's so bad.
It's so bad.
What the fuck?
It's so bad.
Let me refill you guys.
Oh my God!
Oh,
What is that taste?
it's like no. Don't waste it. Don't waste it.
Oh
Don't
my
waste it.
God!
No, I'm not doing it. I'm
Bro,
not. I did that for this because we just suffered for an hour, and I felt like we owed that to everyone that was fucking
shit.
waiting. That's the
It's
only
like-
reason I did that, and I will never do that again.
No, you got to keep doing it. It gets better.
No, not doing it.
That's the worst thing I've ever drank.
Oh no, keep going.
I'm telling you, it's a test.
Oh, this is the worst.
You
part
guys
of
are
all
failing.
time.
You guys are failing.
Oh,
Oh.
why does this cost so
So
much money?
what did you hold a straight face when you drank this?
Yeah, you just
Did
keep-
you make did you scream like Steven?
No.
No,
It's not-
you
I mean-
can't drink
It's
this.
so gross.
So it's literally like all of my least favorite things in the world in one. So it's like licoricey, it's gasoline-y, it has no complexity. There's nothing.
How about the aftertaste?
it won't go away.
It tastes like
Dude, I can't even I don't even want to smell it in the room.
it's like rancid cinnamon toast crunch.
No,
If
it's
cinnamon
way
toast
worse than
crunch
that.
Could somehow
That's
go
that's
rancid.
an understatement. That's an understatement.
Oh,
All right.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch is like
no, rancid cinnamon toast
no, it's
crunch.
worse than that. Worse than that. It's like rancid black licorice and rat poop.
All right, but the way it works is now, that's your glasses are refilled. I can come to you, Armand.
I'm gonna get a headache.
and just give you a cheers directly, or we can all cheers together. Steven? Steven?
No,
You and I.
I don't want to do it again.
Come on.
Oh my
It gets
God.
better.
How does it get better?
Just do it
No,
again.
no, we're not
Do
doing it again.
Yeah, do it again.
No, wait.
No, do it again.
No, it's
Come on. It's disrespectful.
what?
Come on.
Why am I doing this?
What? No.
Come on.
Why am I being pushed in?
Oh my God, it's the worst smell I've ever
no,
smelled.
Go. Lie.
Oh.
Oh, I hate it. All right.
Oh, fuck you, China.
You know, we deserve that though. We deserve that.
Come on.
That's my punishment.
It's the only way to make this work today.
That's
after,
my punishment.
After an hour of
God.
tech problems, just keep them
Won't go
keep
down.
them going.
Won't go down.
Oh, I can't get the fucking
Go
taste out
down.
of my mouth.
Go down. Ah.
Oh,
I'm dying. All right.
oh my God.
Well, that's a good moment to give a shout out to our sponsor.
Oh,
Go to zbotics.com/alfalfa and check out the pre-alcohol probiotic. The pre-alcohol you take at least a few hours before you drink your Chinese Baijiu, and if you don't, you're in for some trouble the next morning. But as a reminder, the pre-alcohol is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic, and it makes all those drinks you're gonna have later not feel so bad in the morning. So it takes care of that nasty toxin, acetaldehyde. All those dehydration packets you take don't really solve the problem, but the pre-alcohol from Zbotics does. And I used it every day on my 2-week trip in China with this very lovely Baijiu alcohol, torturing me every night and every lunch. It was lunch and dinner. God. And it saved me. So it can save you too. Try it out. Use the code Alpha at checkout to get 15% off. And if you don't like it, doesn't work for you, whatever it is, they'll give you your money back. So thanks, Zbotics, for sponsoring the pod and sponsoring this lovely Baijiu tasting.
Who was responsible?
It's a real shame that the 30 people in the chat before couldn't witness that.
Oh, dear God.
I'll
God.
catch the replay.
All right,
Oh,
so
my God.
I'll refill it.
No.
No,
No.
I'm not drinking more of this fucking
No.
garbage.
No.
Oh,
No,
Jesus.
come on.
No.
There can be no peace with
Guys,
China.
this
I'm
is
gonna
the
go make
only
an
way it
old-fashioned.
turns into a great night. You just keep going.
No, I don't want to. Oh my God, I just burped some up.
All you're really saying is that because it's so high in alcohol content, you just keep drinking it, and there's some benefit at the end of the fucking
Yeah.
tunnel. But there's no pleasure in this.
Yeah.
You're just saying get drunk.
want to
Around the
actually
fifth
kill
one,
myself.
you stop tasting it.
No,
There's no way.
you get drunk, Nick. That's what happens.
Oh my god.
And when you get drunk, you stop caring. That's why you're able to tolerate it.
I'm never gonna recover from that.
Okay, let's get into some content.
Okay. Okay.
I don't even know what.
Are you
So-
back, Steven? You look like your soul left you.
That was. I just can't believe I put that in my mouth. I would rather suck a homeless guy's dick
Silverback?
than drink that again.
Silverback or grizzly bear?
Oh,
Oh
that
God.
was the worst.
Silverback or grizzly bear?
Dude,
Silverback.
hold on.
Okay, if you were one of the 100 guys fighting the silverback.
Well, I just want to pre
Yeah.
with the grizzly.
Okay. Okay.
Quick pre debate.
Silverback all day long.
Wait, you want to? This is like a King Kong Godzilla thing.
It's just silverback versus grizzly.
Oh, grizzly bear would destroy a silverback.
Grizzly wins 100%
Yeah, of
every
course.
time.
Mm.
You think it's silverback?
Oh yeah, he's way
What
stronger.
are you talking about?
No. So endurance, claws,
Dude, grizzly bears can run like
size.
40 miles an hour.
Yeah,
They're like
Yeah.
killing machines.
they're killing machines.
It's bad.
It's impenetrable. I think the grizzly wins.
I would rather get into a fist fight with a grizzly bear than drink this fucking shit again.
So jaw strength, claws, incisors.
Incisors.
I think the grizzly wins.
Okay.
Oh god.
Yeah. Weight.
Broom Black
weight.
says Grizz got claws, but less mobility.
Yeah,
That's true.
definite less
no,
mobility.
the grizz is faster.
Well, it's faster, but the gorilla's like human type mobility.
The other thing about gorillas is they're like all fast twitch muscle. They don't have a lot of
Yeah,
stamina.
no endurance. I think the grizzly out endures
I know this because I wasted valuable hours of my life researching how
grizzly
many
versus.
me could beat up a silverback gorilla.
And
Did you arrive
did
to
you-
the
where
proper
did you land?
conclusion of 0? You could.
No, like the fact that people don't think 100 humans could take out a silverback gorilla is ridiculous.
Well, they definitely can't.
Of course they can.
No,
No,
it's
they
just
can't.
a matter of weight.
No. Hold
Bro.
on. You could be. It could be a gorilla versus 1,000 humans, and it still be the same thing. You can only have 4 to 6 humans on the gorilla at one time.
Guys, this is just a basic physics problem.
Please explain.
If you take 100 humans up, right, and you just sort of like lock them together, right,
Yeah.
and they all run together, like how much do 100 humans weigh? Like imagine 100 200-pound men,
Yeah.
20,000 pounds, right? Imagine throwing a 20,000-pound boulder at a silverback gorilla going like 12 miles an hour.
Yeah, I mean, it requires human
No, hold on. Let him
coordination,
keep going because you're just like, well, I don't understand what you're talking about at all.
It's just basic physics. Like if you just run like the inertia calculations, do the F equals ma shit.
Yeah.
You could literally you calculate the force you could impart on the gorilla, and if you crunch the numbers of like 100 men who are just actually just like linked up, like going at him, or you don't even need 100. You could do like 33 from 3 different directions, and just like
Except there's only like 6 that would hit at one time.
no, that's not how
He's
this
just
works.
saying crush the gorilla.
They're
No,
just-
that's
Create a
not.
circle around the gorilla and crush the gorilla.
Just run over.
That's-
You're just running
that's so
over the
dumb.
gorilla
That's so dumb.
with like 20 tons of force.
You need more Baiju.
No, I don't. This is like driving a car directly into the gorilla.
Uh-huh.
A big truck, actually.
I'm not buying
It's
it
like
either.
it's like driving like if I told you like, okay, I'm gonna get 6 trucks and just drive them at the gorilla at like 15 miles an hour. How's the gorilla
Like,
gonna
walk
do?
me through the logistics of this fight. Like, what is the distribution? How are people standing? Like,
That is what you
does
do.
it look like?
You have to like all together.
Lock?
Yes, because like you know how when you're in a crowd and then the crowd starts
Yeah,
panicking, people
yeah.
just get suffocated and trampled to death because the
Right.
crowd becomes like one mass and
Yeah.
it just annihilates you.
right?
You do that to the gorilla. Like, yeah.
And then he steps aside and like
So I'm in for the stampede.
yes, you just
If you
stampeding the shit out of the
If
gorilla.
you stampede the gorilla, you win.
The guys in the
the
front,
humans are
you
going to be
know-
tripping over each other.
No, that's what a stampede does, though. It just fucking moves in a wave.
You can have maybe 5 guys who can engage the gorilla any one time without
Yeah, but there's literally 5 running, walking over the gorilla, and the next 5, and the next
slowing
5,
down
the next
because
5,
they
the
keep
next 5.
tripping and tripping, and then there's a
And
wall
it's
of
just, like,
humans that they can't get past.
Crushed. You just crush the gorilla. That's how I would do it.
Yeah, like you're just gonna like 100 humans.
I wouldn't like try to squeeze it to death. I would just crush it.
Yeah, like you just mob everybody out. Like if you go one by one at the gorilla, it's just gonna be swat, 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 swat,
No,
swat.
gorillas
And
are like
again, keep in mind the gorilla doesn't have good stamina.
Yeah.
It is just a like fast twitch killing machine.
Yeah, I mean the first
although I think
20 people
the adrenaline
are
response.
Yes, for sure.
The first 20 people are dead.
It's just like the wars, you know, in the old days.
Yeah, you
Guys in the-
sacrifice
I don't know
the
what
front
guy-
line.
What are the guys in the front thinking? Like, what is that mentality?
They're thinking that this is it. Like
This is way worse than just taking a musket ball to the face. Like, I would rather be frontline Revolutionary War than frontline into the gorilla. But
yeah,
you know, I don't know.
yeah.
And there's probably like other techniques to take out the gorilla, but the just
I'd give you
run it
like
over.
5-1 odds if this actually happens and they put 100 humans in with the gorilla. I'll give you 5-1 odds.
The chat
A
has
s-
some good takes on this.
A
but
single
it was-
arm swipe can like break bones. Like literally, you can break
Of course, but like
break bones in
I'm
seconds.
telling you, it's just physics. Like if you
No,
calculate
you're-
how many like newtons are coming at the gorilla versus how many newtons the gorilla can generate, that you're gonna run the math and be like, this wall of humans is gonna generate like 5 times as much force as the gorilla can.
No, there's definitely a coordination bottleneck here that you're discounting. You
that's
act
what
like they're
I'm
gonna
saying.
they're gonna like all run in unison.
Yes, that is the only thing that the humans
No,
have.
if
is
they were
coordination.
perfectly connected and the force transferred equally through from the 100th human in the back to the first human up front, maybe.
Dude,
but that's not how it works.
100 grown men is so much weight. Is so much weight.
Yeah, but the weight is never going to be like on the gorilla at the same time. The best you're going to do is like 7 dudes on the gorilla at once, and then the rest will just be pushing and supporting.
Yeah, the gorilla's gonna get like just absolutely
Yeah, that's the only way.
annihilated. He's gonna get suffocated to death.
I bet you could even do
I just
like
think it has too much power.
It doesn't. It does not have enough power to like overwhelm like that many men, like that much force coming at it, like at the same time.
I don't know if you could get the first 20 to sacrifice themselves.
Hold on.
Like there'd just be too much fear. So the first 10, 20 guys would just die right in front of your eyes, just get
I'm
mutilated
gonna
by the
plug-
gorilla.
You keep talking. I'm gonna
And then
plugging this in the ChatGPT.
The next guys, like, they're not going to be down to keep going. Like, you know, they're just going to be like, yeah, we're good. Gorilla wins, you know?
I think you're right. I think you play out the like
It's
step by step.
It's like it's like the gigantic rugby scrum.
Okay,
you know?
I understand, like, you're trying to make this math or physics, as you said. And the reality is, like, play it out in reality.
Yeah.
Like,
The first
like-
20 guys to get splattered, their
Splattered.
brains splattered.
like a limb will come off
Yeah,
in front of you. So I'm standing next to Nick, and I look at Nick. I'm like, okay, you're up, dude. And he's like, yeah, we got this. Braveheart, man. And like, freedom. And he shows up, and his arm just gets ripped off, and then he just gets bitten in half. And like, then what am I gonna do? Be like, yeah, I'm next. Like, sure, for the greater good of the cause.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well just
No.
call the last 40 guys they're running away. So
Yeah.
they're
Okay.
useless.
ChatGPT.
Oh no.
A tightly packed wall of 20 to 30 men charging forward would act like a single mass. Let's assume 30 men, 80 kilos, charging speed 3 meters a second. I don't know why it's giving me this fucking foreign bullshit. Don't know what these numbers mean. But momentum is 7,200 kilograms times meters per second. So momentum is 2,000 kilograms per meters per second. Yeah.
What? So we all just run at it?
So 30 men charging a gorilla, charging at the gorilla's top speed, would have almost 4 times as much force impacted on the gorilla as the gorilla can impart.
30
And there's
Bro.
only 30 of them.
Bro,
30
that
men
gorilla
can't physically align in a direction to attack the gorilla at the same time.
Right, but
with
we have
force.
100. The force at impact would be equivalent to hitting the gorilla with a car.
No, the only way it works is if you can take the force of the 30 people or the 100 people and condense it
into a boulder,
into
like
a-
you're saying.
into a boulder. And it's not possible, actually, because of literally the size and dimension of all the humans.
That's not true. If you could condense it into the side of a boulder, like the impact would be like even crazier.
Yeah, that's the way you win. You have
Yeah.
to condense the humans into one sizable, formidable
And literally
thing.
shoot them out of a cannon.
Yeah.
which you're not going to do. I think the
If you sum the mass, then sure, but it can't be like 100 people is bigger than this room. Like they wouldn't be able to like condense their mass together.
8,000 pounds.
bro, the gorilla can probably
On top of the
deadlift
gorilla.
like 2,000 pounds.
No.
It's not going to do nothing. man.
Gorilla can't deadlift.
Okay, let's
Well,
just,
I think maybe you could deadlift.
Yeah,
2,000. They can't
fuck
bench
it.
press 2,000
I'll put it this way:
pounds.
if you chalk it up to what do you think about 100 versus the Grizzly?
Grizzly's bigger, right?
Yeah.
Much bigger.
The Grizzly might stand a chance.
No, the Grizzly's definitely destroying 100
Yeah,
men.
I think the Grizzly.
What weapons do they have? What weapons do 100 humans have?
No,
They're
we're
not
using-
biting or scratching. So you're really going
we're
to
not
punch the
using
guy to
weapons,
death?
it's just open arena.
The question is, can you get a rear naked choke on either of them? And I think the diameter and circumference of their necks don't allow it. So you're not going to punch it to death. That's for sure.
ChatGPT for this shit is very funny. ChatGPT is very bullish on the grizzly bear.
Of course.
Thinks the grizzly bear can kill 3 men per second.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm with Feech. Feech is basically repeating, a version of what I'm saying. All the weight and power is concentrated with versus 100 dudes where everything is distributed and fragmented. You can't. If you consolidate all that power.
If you lock arms,
No, but the
and
lock
run,
arms is still distributed. It's still
it's going to still impart an insane amount of force. Like 100, 200-pound men running at full speed, just crashing at something, or 30 in like multiple different directions.
okay.
Guarantee you they trip over each other after like 20 meters of running.
False has a good question. What's the arena? Are we like out in
Ooh.
the woods?
Just open field.
Open field.
Then the humans definitely lose.
Yeah, they're
They'll be
fine.
running. They'll be running.
No,
If
you can't be like, oh, the humans are going to lose because they're going to run.
No.
We have to assume the humans can be like humans and
this
coordinate.
obviously has to be an octagon.
Like a massive octagon?
No, stuff them all
No,
in.
you could then they're screwed for sure.
No,
No.
if it's an octagon, the humans probably have a better advantage because then they just
That's what I'm saying.
you just
You
smother
can
it.
actually like condense the humans more if they're in a confined space. If you're in the octagon, so grizzly bear in the middle, humans around in the octagon, right? So you have all the pressure coming. The only way I possibly see this happening is 360 degrees of force.
This is hilarious. The chat's going locked arms, just laughing out loud at you. Marty says this motherfucker thinks Red Rover will win. Locked arms reminds me of Red Rover. Okay, well, how about Steven versus 105-year-olds? He gets a pickleball paddle. The people that rolled down the hill after a cheese wheel could absolutely take out a gorilla.
Okay, so
Wait, 105-year-olds.
people don't know this, but like in our content board, I have had a card on there for like 2 years called "How many 5-year-olds?"
Yeah.
and it
So
was
how
like
many
basically this.
5-year-olds
Keeps getting denied.
kill you?
Yeah, no, I've wanted to discuss this topic for years, and now finally the internet's talking about gorillas, and I guess we can
Great.
talk
So
about it.
how many 5-year-olds? But you don't get a paddle. No.
How many
spankings.
5-year-olds can you take with like your bare hands?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like an interesting. This would be like a really cool like Google question, like for an interview.
Well, I think this one, yeah,
You're reasoning through it?
they could suffocate me.
How much does a 5-year-old weigh? I
have no
how much
idea.
5-year-olds weigh.
50 pounds?
50 pounds. Wow, really?
Yeah.
50?
I don't know.
Seems big for a 5-year-old.
Is it?
I don't know. It feels
Okay.
big.
43.
Talking about I don't.
But
I don't
like,
know.
yeah, they could stampede you. 100 of them.
I mean, I don't think I could take 100 5-year-olds.
No,
Yeah, that's too many 5-year-olds.
that's too many,
That's too many 5-year-olds.
especially in an octagon.
You just play the ice cream car sound off
100
inside, and they all just
100
redirect.
5-year-olds
It
becomes
depends who.
interesting.
Like
if
Rectum-
I have like a
Rectum could
if
take
I have like a
100.
baseball bat, like I think 100 5-year-olds is like an interesting match.
No, I mean then they're not going to attack you. You have a baseball bat. That's not fair.
But it is fair because there's 100 of them, and they're gonna kill me otherwise.
Too much.
I need the
nuance.
baseball bat.
Got to keep it even.
I still don't understand. Okay, after the Red Rover, they come on over. The gorilla's still alive. He may be fucked up. He's still alive. How are they going to kill the gorilla?
We send a wave of 30 with the force of a car crash from this direction, then immediately hit a wave of 30 with the force of a car crash from this direction. We lose about 60% of each of those waves, right? We're now left with a full wave of 30, and then we have 10. We got 50 guys left to just come in and pile on. We're just going to claw this, and we're just going to exhaust him. He's going
Take me to battle, my lord.
Yeah.
I'll follow you anywhere.
I just don't know how you end up killing the gorilla. Like, what is one guy going to do? Like, choke it? I don't even think we have enough strength. Any man.
I don't think you can reach your arms around and pull
The
off a
neck.
rear naked
Yeah,
choke.
I don't think you could either.
No way.
Everybody's just gonna just pile on this motherfucker and just suffocate him to death.
No.
I don't think so.
Did you see? Oh God,
I really want to bet on this now, but I also don't want 100 men to die.
Wait,
Yeah.
did you see the video I put in the Trello?
Which one?
From that.
Oh, don't ask me if
can't-
this.
I
Oh, I don't even
can't
know if this
play.
works.
I don't.
No,
Does
remember
it
the
work?
screen doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
You
Oh my God.
Can we still do live anymore
It's
after
so
today?
This might be the last live episode ever, by the way, guys. So you're basically you're at a generational event.
Honestly,
Not
that,
even-
that might actually be a true statement.
Not even joking. That was a lot.
Yeah, that's
I don't
not
know
even
if
joking.
I don't know if I can come back for this.
That
Why are
was
there
tough.
ads playing?
Oh yeah, Andrew Russo had like a funny video on this.
100 guys versus a fucking gorilla. It's just one gorilla. If we all bum rushed it, then we could absolutely overpower the gorilla. Have either of you seen a gorilla like in person before? Terrifying and massive. Like this thing would tear us all limb from limb. You could just suck it off. I think there's other tactics we could use, but like one out of a million. Yes, would there be losses? Of course, but I'm just saying, like, you try sucking it off. I mean,
Sucking?
okay, what are you saying? You keep bringing up sucking off the gorilla, and I don't. Someone has to suck
What the
off
hell is he
Serious
talking
right
about?
now. Serious. There's a lot of men's lives at stake in this scenario. I'm honestly kind of surprised you guys are dogging on me for like thinking that sucking off the gorilla isn't the best idea. Bro, I think you just want to suck off the gorilla. No,
Okay.
I don't have to suck.
I'm good.
There's 2 more minutes of that. No, it takes like a journey. It's a great video.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
You're assuming it's a male gorilla.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
That's a good point.
I want to know what the chat thinks.
Oh, that was a disaster. Well played, everybody.
Wow.
I still can't believe you think 100 men doing Red Rover is
Guys,
gonna...
like this, it's just math. It's just math.
Some things aren't just math.
If you send 100 men at a gorilla, like all at the same time, you are hitting the gorilla with like 3 fucking cars.
Yeah, and it still survives.
Bro, if I hit the gorilla with my car 3 times, that gorilla's toast.
I say no.
The
Gorilla's
first
too
time,
strong.
my car is definitely getting fucked up, but that gorilla's on the ground, and the next car is coming, and he's toast.
All right.
All right.
What's next?
Well, we
You guys
got
wanna,
your China trip, sir.
Oh,
You wanna
Welcome
talk?
back from China.
Okay. Yeah, I got back a few days
you're not
ago.
allowed to go to China ever again, by the way.
Yeah. Come on, let's do one more since we're talking about the topic.
I can't
Come
do
on.
it. It's just so bad.
Nah, come on.
Steven wants to. You guys do one.
If somebody in the chat donated $1,000, I would not take that shot.
Come on.
Maybe for charity or something. I don't
No,
know.
but it's different. It's peer pressure.
Just do one
So
with him.
bad. No, it's so bad.
Come on, do
I
one.
can't
Come
it
on.
again.
Poor guy had
it'll
to
be
do
more
them.
fun.
You
Poor
do
guy
it.
had to do them. No, you do it.
I had to
Next
do like
up-
100 of these.
Yeah, he had to do them all week.
It's 10. It's less than 10 milliliters.
It's the worst thing I've ever put in my mouth. And I put some weird things in my mouth.
Yeah.
I didn't get
I
to
bet
enjoy
you
this
have.
with any of my friends. I was just there by myself. So come on,
Yeah.
let me live it again. Just with together, we can struggle together.
I'm gonna go make a drink.
No. Hey, yours is full. Yours is full.
I'm not doing it if he doesn't do it.
What? No, I'm out.
Oh, okay.
Come on.
You're on camera.
Shots for thee, but not for me, huh?
All right. Yeah. There we go. There we go. All right. Salud. Come.
I think I love it.
See?
It was worse. It's worse. It gets worse. Oh.
Oh, it's so fucking gross.
I really need beer.
Oh,
Wow, you guys wouldn't survive one meeting in China.
I don't care.
Oh,
Oh, God.
your whole business would crumble.
I used to think China was like, okay, China can fuck off.
No, this is what you drink everywhere, at every meal, at karaoke.
Armand, can you get me a soda? Just give me a soda. I need a soda.
Just drink your old fashioned.
No, the old fashioned isn't enough. I need like a
You have soda water right there.
no. It's just water. I need like a Coke, please, Dad. Oh my God, I can't believe I still can't believe that that's expensive.
No, we had 20-year-old. It was in like some very special turquoise bottle, the year of the tiger or something.
God.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay, this like
You guys got your milk and cookies?
Actually, drink something.
bro.
All right. You guys want to hear about the trip?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I went out there. First handful of days, went to the Canton Fair, which Armand, you've been to, right?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, you've been to the Canton Fair. So for
It's
people
so
who don't know,
wild.
it's kind of the world's largest trading convention. So there's probably about 250,000 people that show up to this, and there's 3 weeks. And in a given every week, they rotate all the like vendors, I guess, with their trade show booths. And over 3 days, we walked well over 20 miles, and we didn't cover a third of it. So it's that massive. It's hard to like explain to you how
Basically, like every product that's sold on planet Earth. in
exactly.
one
I almost
space.
took a series of photos for you
That's
guys
kinda
just to
cool.
show the like breadth of everything, like a pencil to a tractor.
And how many booths there are for pencils?
For pencils, there's be like
That's it.
17 pencil manufacturers.
Yeah.
And then the equipment to make both of those, the tractor and the pencil, that's there too. And then every raw material that goes into the pencil and the tractor and the machines that make it is there too. Like every chemical, every metal, every
So were you on the hunt for new?
yeah.
you have
Originally,
existing
originally we just were.
you just do it.
I mean, before April 2nd, we were there just to kind of like, I never been. I kind of
Yeah,
wanted
you
to see
just
what it
do
was
it.
like and see if we could find some new products to sell. But now we were looking for existing suppliers of our current products.
Okay.
Anyway, there's every country is represented there. Well over 200 countries. Every flavor of body odor is there. I mean, you are packed amongst 250,000 people from every country around the world. So, also, I didn't notice very Americans.
It is really fascinating how different body odor is from country to country.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of
It's
got like
you can go from sauerkraut to
you got like
onion
30
to,
flavors of like
It's all
African,
what you eat.
right? And then
Yeah.
like different parts of India have different scents, and then
Oh,
the
yeah.
Middle Eastern guys,
Yeah.
whole different.
Mm-hmm.
Eastern Europeans, yeah.
Oops. My apologies. Thank you for your awareness and your patronage.
So anyway, beyond the body odor, there wasn't very
Wait, how did that happen?
there wasn't very many Americans there though,
shit.
and
Yeah.
apparently it's been happening year after year. Less and less Americans. I found out the Chinese government has been paying kind of each country to send over like 100 businessmen
You were astroturfing?
to
fair?
diversify their trade for the last like so many years. They've been planning for pain, my friend, which is the leading up to the big conclusion of this trip. Yeah.
So you think we're fucked?
Wall Street Journal, Eric Johansson.
Yeah. Please, sir.
Favorite part of the trip? Least favorite part of the trip?
Least favorite part of the trip: drinking Baijiu. Confirmed.
So you just had to have
I
other
just
people.
needed
experience it.
you to experience
You
the
really
pain.
just did. It was worth $275 to him to get that sound to come out of your body, Steve.
And now it's on recording. It's
I don't
beautiful.
know what this is like made out of.
You've been immortalized.
It's
I told you, rancid black licorice and rat poop.
it's lighter fluid.
It's lighter fluid. Yeah.
No,
This is how they
lighter
used to make
fluid would be an
alcohol.
improvement.
Like back, this is like, what did they call that? Everclear?
Oh yeah.
This is like Everclear with licorice in it.
Yeah. Best part of the trip was one of the factory owners before we were meeting. They said, "Hey, come out to dinner with us," and the driver picked us up. We showed up at their house. The house was enormous. Had an elevator in it, and I love just
Are Chinese houses different?
this one was.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
One
one.
of your manufacturers?
Yeah, it was the owner, and they had us over to their house for dinner, and there's staff, which you'd love.
I love
You would have loved it. There was like people in there cooking. There was a driver, the security guard, the person cleaning, and I love the ceremony of it all. Like you get up, first thing you do, you sit down at the tea table, massive tea table, and even the drinking tea has like a little ceremony to it, right? You heat the
Is
water.
there like a main, like a Jeffrey?
Uh,
Zanzibar?
yeah, no, but they were kind of out on the side. Like the boss, the Laoban was was coordinating the ceremony. It was a brother and sister that own the company together, and they have houses right next to each other. Same house. So you do the tea, you do the big lazy Susan dinner, and then afterwards they had a karaoke room inside their house.
Nice.
So that was my favorite part, watching everyone just do karaoke inside the karaoke room, which was lined with these wine bottles, just lined of like,
Which are like thousands of dollars.
thousands and thousands of dollars for they told me that
Does
when
anyone actually enjoy them?
oh, they love it.
They love it.
They like procure it. They love to like different years. So they told me that if you're a Chinese father and you have a daughter, one of the things you do is you might take like 500 or 200 bottles of wine and bury them under your house. And then when it's time for your daughter to marry, you dig them back up, and that's like your gift to the party is like 200 bottles of 20 aged
Why can't you just put it in
Baiju.
the closet?
You could, but it just sounds cooler. Story sounds cooler. I didn't push them on.
Might have something to do with preservation.
Yeah.
Dude, people complain about like wealth and
Temperature.
quality in America, but like we're all the servants. The servants here.
Yeah.
Where's this opulence?
I even talked to a few other factory owners, and they were like, I was so wealthy in Shanghai. Like, I had staff, I had a house. I literally didn't have to look at my bank account. And then I moved to like a suburb in Los Angeles, and I'm spending like $25,000 a month just to like do my normal things. And they had 3 kids, and they're
25K a month has become the
right for 3 kids in LA.
Yeah, for 3 kids. Oh, that's like a close to getting by.
Bro, you can't
They're on a
afford-
budget.
You can't afford a mortgage in LA.
They bought like a
Pre-tax.
$2.5
Your
million
mortgage-
home
your
just to
mortgage
fit
alone, 15K.
easy.
That's like 25K post tax just pays that mortgage.
Right.
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 Right. So anyway, they were very very well. They felt very wealthy in Shanghai.
I bet.
Some of the other favorite parts of the trip were just like seeing the skylines. I mean, there are so many cities in China that are way bigger than New York. I mean, and way better
Did you
skylines
go to
too.
Shanghai?
Yeah. Yeah. I went to
Nice. You like it?
Shanghai, went to Suzhou.
What was your favorite city?
I never been to Guangzhou for the
Yeah,
fair.
I loved Guangzhou.
Guangzhou was cool.
It's cool.
Like
More
s-
than Shanghai? I
Uh,
haven't been to Shanghai.
I don't know. It was different. I mean, I didn't really like go out. Like it was just meetings and
Yeah. My buddy that I
Yeah.
introduced you to, Keon, he posted this picture of Shanghai, and it was just like, oh my God. Like we talked about beautiful architecture and, modernity, like, keeping things alive and beautiful last episode. And to me, Shanghai looked like a very cool city, but I haven't been there, but
yeah, but I mean, like JD Vance saying, "Oh, these people, these peasants are making our stuff." Like, and I feel like he hasn't actually been there because you show up to a major city and you're like, kind of feel like you're part of the future. Everything is just enormous and it looks great. It's super safe. You have to obey. That was the word of the trip. Obey. Every time you see, the government anything and all the cameras, it just obey.
yeah.
You
I
obey.
was going to ask if you can feel the authoritarianism. but
Obey.
I think you just.
Obey, Stephen.
It's very interesting because what you have with China that I think a lot of people don't consider is their ability to evolve occurs much more rapidly because they have a unified system, a communist system. And so without the polarity that exists in like a bi-party system that we have in America, things progress and iterate a lot more rapidly. So a lot of people assume that China has just been like the same, but it's actually completely the opposite. They're living in their own world. It's this Eastern society reality, but they're also completely in charge of their own destiny, and they're able to iterate as a country much more rapidly than the United States or any Western country is that is democratic. And this is a great take that my buddy sent me from a really great Chinese economist who explained it way more eloquently than I did. And he's absolutely right. Like their ability to have evolved over the last 50 years is far beyond our ability because there's collaboration and unity and a cohesiveness as this one system. Now you would argue like that comes with a cost. Of course it comes with a cost.
Yep.
But as a country, they're able to do things that we just simply cannot do.
Yeah, everyone's friendly and it's incredibly efficient there. everything is efficient. Like from public transportation to like if you need something,
Mm-hmm.
like everything's within an hour of your grasp,
there's
and
like
they
an
don't
app
just
for it.
deliver it to your home. Like,
Were you WeChatting a lot?
yeah, but the version I have doesn't let me use like all the functions of WeChat because I'm not in
Yeah.
from China. So, you know, I mean, from paying with your palm print to just like parking, you don't need a ticket. You don't need to like put in a credit card. You just like drive in. It detects your license plate. You drive out, detects your license plate. You just WeChat the QR code, and like in half a second, you're out of there. Like little things like that. And no matter where you are, you're on a corner of a street, you're in a restaurant, you can get anything delivered to you. My business partner might have needed several stomach medications from all the food that were expedited to the restaurant. But I got some notes
Did you
here.
get any drone delivery?
No, we didn't get any drone delivery, although we did try. All right, so tariff perspective. I visited several factories. I maybe talked to like 30, 40 factory owners. And then we particularly met with like 4 major logistics companies because I figure they understand the tariffs the most than even the factories. All of them seem to be ready for 3 years of pain. They are fully convinced that there's no way their government is going to give in even an inch. They think that it's going to last until either 2 things: Trump is out of office or the midterms. And they're very aware of like the American democratic voting cycles. So they know the midterms are up. They're kind of confused why Americans want to bring factory jobs back instead of keep the white collar jobs they have. I mean, some of them were even aware that United States unemployment is lower than China's. They're like, you have like a, you know, an all grown up economy. Why would you want to? And they were sharing the memes that we saw of all the Americans, you know, on the production line.
Like
Yeah.
Nikes,
Oh yeah.
MAGA hats,
Yeah. They were very aware of those and they were enjoying them very much. Almost 100% of all the U.S. orders were canceled. I'm talking
100%.
almost 100%.
Oh, wow.
So, you know, one guy was talking about how when they first enacted the 25% tariffs, he flew out to his biggest U.S. client, to America, and he said they negotiated for hours. Finally decided, okay, I'll take 15% of the cut. The American company was going to take 10% of the cut. Cool. Shake hands. He flies back to China. By the time he lands, it's like already escalated, and he said it was pretty tough. The freight that's moving from China to the U.S. is already down 70%. That was as of 2 weeks ago. So we're talking about a massive amount of goods. The port volumes in China were like empty. So you're talking about the biggest ports like Ningbo, Yantian, Shenzhen ports, which are usually packed, were kind of like ghost townish.
So do we have this like COVID event coming up in like 2 to 6 weeks?
No, I mean I think starting probably if you get a container from say like Shanghai to Long Beach, it can take as fast as 2 weeks. Okay. So you're gonna start seeing probably next week port volumes down by like 30-40%. You got to assume that the China shipments are about 60% of like the Long Beach volumes, and then 60-70% of those are gone. So that means that the ports are empty, which means the truck drivers aren't going to have any containers to drive, which means the stores shelves will be empty.
So you think there's like legit going to be like empty store shelves?
Yeah. What makes you? Are
you stocking up on stuff?
I'm not stocking up on stuff, but
Alan would like you to speak into your microphone, please.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Pull it. Just pull it up.
Pull it over.
Pull it over. Pull it over. There you go.
There we go.
Get it closer to you.
yeah, I
How's
mean,
that work?
stores empty
move
for
it,
sure.
You know? Move it.
I'd rather just do this.
Okay.
You look good. You look good from my
I
perspective.
feel like Quagmire.
Yeah. Chat wants to know if there's any robots replacing human workers.
Oh yeah,
yet.
there was robots. I mean, the first videos I took in China were of all the different robots. There was like a whole robot section at.
Liv asked that. He says Rite Aid shelves are already empty.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, it's for sure coming. Like even if today, as we taping this podcast, Trump said, okay, 0% tariffs, you're still gonna have 3 to 4 weeks of. I mean, you might have not empty shelves, but like for us, we typically target on an average SKU like 3 months worth of inventory. On some of our best-selling SKUs more, and some of our kind of ones we're not sure about less.
Yeah.
So you kind of have some in the gun, but I think like in July, when parents are kind of coming back to school, buying clothes, buying school supplies, toys, whatever it is, like those won't be as available.
So you have your business hat on. Can you put your consumer hat on? How would this impact you as a person? How would you play it? What would you recommend?
Yeah, I mean, stock up on toilet paper and stuff like that.
Really?
I'm saying I don't
Get
know
a
if I.
bidet for the love of
Are we
God.
really going to fight
No, I
over
don't-
toilet paper
I don't.
again?
I don't think it's going to come to that.
Is
But-
Charmin
yeah, because I've seen
manufactured
people
there?
say that, like
Why
stock
not?
up on goods.
Why not though?
I don't know if we're necessarily dependent on China for like toilet paper and paper towels.
Where do we make toilet paper?
I don't even
I
know.
don't know.
Who makes toilet paper?
Where
not
does
in
my
China?
Charmin come
But
from?
you can like import like wood pulp, and from different countries other than
Sure,
China.
but how long does it take to manufacture that?
Listen, I don't think that's what you need to be worried about. You need to be worried about that every country, every company, even if they manufacture in the U.S., takes in raw materials from China to manufacture that good. So
Yeah.
as that stuff goes away, they can't produce as much. And what I'm worried about more is that they're just going to have lower revenues, right? Because if you don't have the goods to sell, you have lower revenues. And what do you do when you have lower revenues?
Hold on. You just put your business hat back on.
You lay off people. And so as a consumer,
There we go.
the biggest thing we're worried about is like job security, like, and how does that impact like you, even if your job's not online, how does it impact of like consumers if unemployment rate ticks up? So
Okay.
that's what I'm thinking about. Let's see what else here. But most of these factory owners are kind of like, this sucks, but like we'll figure it out. They're like, yeah, I hired 4 salespeople to go after Europe, Russia, Africa, Southeast Asia. A lot of them are pivoting even to domestic China as their.
Wait, have they come around to this idea that this isn't about reshoring stuff into the U.S.? It's just about like forcing people to stop trading with China altogether.
That's not really like what they're thinking about. They're not thinking
Right,
about
but
like.
I feel like that is actually the play that's happening.
It sounds like they're approaching it completely differently. They're being proactive about going to the rest of the world to open up more trade.
Yeah, I mean, they were actively like.
They have to be, but like
They have to be, yeah.
there's like still this mistaken notion, I think, that the purpose of all of this is to like get good deals or like reshore manufacturing, whereas like I think the true purpose is actually just to like cut China off at the knees.
But I think they won't care even if it happens for 4+ years. I don't think they're going to be like, oh, you hurt our economy.
I
We'll
mean, they're
give you
going to run
everything.
up into the like economic realities, though, right?
No, I mean, like the factory owners, they said that the local governments came around, did like an investigation / survey, and tried to understand like the
I mean,
impacts.
it might not be 4 years, though. It could be much longer. Like, there's a regime here that is currently in charge of America, and this new MAGA
They're
could, like,
very
continue.
aware that like the U.S. decision-making power is subject to democracy and voting and the stock market and the bond market.
Yeah.
And they're just not subject to like similar forces that have,
This sounds like Chinese complacency.
No, I mean, they're moving. They're developing factories in Vietnam, Malaysia, Indonesia. I talked with another factory owner. He's like, you're not going to believe the conversation I just had. He said, do you see those guys that just left the table? I was like, yeah. He's like, they're from Laos. They just tried to convince me to build a factory in Laos. And their bargaining chip was that I have 500 armed men to protect you, and we have a river which can create cheap electricity. And he's just like, countries are coming to them like, hey, you guys know your manufacturing. Why don't you come and build factories in our country? Like one factory I talked to is building a factory in Egypt. And they're like, it's equal, good distance to Europe, to Africa. We can get to America from there. Cheaper labor than even
What do you
China.
think the next play is then? Like, if our goal is to weaken China, and then China ends up just basically building like satellite factories all over the world and kind of like funneling all the money back to China anyway, like, what do we do?
They will. I mean, now Vietnam, Malaysia, Indonesia, they may not necessarily want that money to get funneled back. So they could, restrict the money. Vietnam is already kind of known for not wanting that. They don't really like Chinese. So there's, I don't know, they had some kind of phrase they were talking about, but some of the Chinese owners were worried that like basically there's hate against them in Vietnam. But they'll set up there. They'll put the money in. The money will flow back to China at some point.
Can you think of a reason I shouldn't be insanely bullish on like Mexico?
I talked to 3 different factory owners about setting up in Mexico, and they're just like, "Are you kidding me? It's way too dangerous." Like they had one of them was telling me a story of a friend who set up a factory, and his like manager of the factory just got shot, and it's just too dangerous. The cartels run it. It's too corrupt.
Interesting.
The one thing they said, it's not my opinion, they believe that all the hardworking Mexicans moved to the United States and that the labor force left in Mexico is lazy, according to the Chinese factory owners. And I was like, huh.
It's a very blunt thing to say.
Okay. So yeah, they're not necessarily keen on it.
I mean, the peso is mooning right
Yeah.
now versus the dollar. The
Yep.
market seems to be, because it does make sense to me. We would want to move more of this stuff, not necessarily into the U.S., but into the sphere of influence of the U.S. and like
Friendshoring, right?
Friendshoring.
Yeah.
Basically, like take out the cartels and then make Mexico basically like South Puerto Rico.
That would be smart.
Make Canada North Puerto Rico. Yeah. Dude, Canada, they
Arctic Mexico.
Dude, they elected was it Carney?
Yeah.
Guy had a 30-point lead and just
I mean, I don't know. Like the thing I got away from there is that you've heard of the phrase like losing face. It is so powerful. They're like they will not lose face to this like
No way.
what they think
It's
is
ingrained.
bullying,
It's been ingrained for hundreds of years.
to the point where
Thousands
like
of
even
years.
if they all lose everything,
Yeah.
it's just ingrained in them. But they're moving. They're doing things. They're moving factories in other countries. I mean, that's what we worked on with most of our suppliers. It was like the number one order of business is like, and what we're trying to do is even help invest in their factories in these other countries. Like, hey, we'll help you pay for the equipment. We'll invest. You give our products a cost. Then you're set up. You have a customer that's already up and going in this factory that can do large volumes. And you just can't give it to our competitors. If our competitors ask to go the tariff less route, you can't give it to them. And so we have one such deal that we like signed there for like exclusivity to this, supply chain outside of China, and they're not going to give it to our competitors. So yeah, I mean, you kind of got to do these things when everything's up in the air. It's funny. The other thing that we're doing too is we're just starting to market to everywhere outside the U.S., where we typically were like 90% U.S. We're marketing more to Canada, Australia, UK, New Zealand, Germany, every other country, and our inventory never has to touch the United States. So I can put it in warehouses in Canada, in China, in the UK, and just kind of do the business as I've always done it. Maybe not as high volume, and it's a little tougher to manage all the different logistics and languages and whatnot. But I mean, that's a lot easier to deal with than stomaching 145% tariffs. Mm-hmm. There were also a huge amount of tariff scams popping up. Like we were walking on the floor, and some like you look like a 15-year-old kid just pops up to me and goes, "American?" And I'm like, "Hey, what's up, man?" He's like, "You want to get out of tariffs?" And in very broken English. Like he probably practiced this pitch and that's all he knew in English. And I was like, "Why? What do you got?" And then he used his translator app to explain to me the most wild scheme ever.
do like a consulting deal or something.
No, what they were basically doing is like, a Chinese entity can set up U.S. entities in the U.S. So they would set up 80 to 100 entities, put that entity as the bond of the shipper in there, and then basically play a whack-a-mole where they split up your goods along 80 shipments, and you're like, they try to turn you into drug cartel where maybe 1 out of 20 gets caught. But that wasn't the scam. The scam was that they're promising that, and they're essentially taking your money and your goods and never shipping it in the first place. And there's probably these like American companies being like, yeah, please, if you can get me out of tariffs, I'll do anything. And they're just sure, ship your goods here, send me money, and not shipping it. So I had our Chinese, we have a team in China, so I had them call him, and I was like, I want to hear the conversation, and it totally didn't make any sense. And then we called the company he said he was working for. He didn't work there, and we're like, oh my god, they're popping up everywhere.
I bet.
Yeah. So anyway, that was the report from on the ground, and I'm operating under the assumption it's just not going to go away for a while because Xi's not going to give in, and Trump really believes in this shit. I don't understand
I
why.
don't think you lose anything by operating under that assumption.
No, you only gain, right? Like maybe you spin your wheels a bit, but
You think he believes in tariffs, or you think he believes in like taking down China?
no, he believes in tariffs so much that like, and he can't even really logically explain how it helps Americans. He just thinks that like they stole trillions of dollars from us when people willingly paid these companies. So I don't want to get into the debate of whether they're good or not. Just the point that like he really believes in it.
To think.
I'm kind of like, this whole art of the deal shit is like off the table for me. Like this is like, it's clearly like it's not working out, right? He's even walked it back. He blinked. I went to a meeting, first meeting, and they were like, Trump blinked. And I was like, yeah, he did. He did. He talked about walking them back and de-escalating. And so, yeah, I think he doesn't want to give in. Maybe he'll have to over time, maybe in a year. I don't know. But that's my bias. Like I have to operate under that assumption. So I could be tilting a little bit.
Don't you think blinking might just be like demolishing the market, like gradually?
Maybe.
You can't let it go like all the way down in one shot. Because
I mean, are you at all worried about like a true economic, well, not like a massive slowdown, just like a stagflation scenario, like flat growth, little higher goods?
Not really, no. Like the way I've come to grips with all of this is that like I'm just going to buy a lot of Bitcoin because just like all roads lead to Bitcoin going up. Either like everything fucking crashes and then everybody has to print money to save everything and then like Bitcoin goes up, or like everybody really hunkers down and there's all this pain and then like everybody has to print money to like do like infrastructure investment or like ease the pain of their constituents. Just like all roads just lead to money printing.
But you agree that like there will be a chunk of the economy that just doesn't happen anymore. There'll be enough economic activity that doesn't occur because these goods aren't getting in. It's essentially like a trade embargo. Like if we were at war with China, it's almost like that, where no goods can go back and forth. But you just don't think it's enough of an impact to cause like layoffs or negative GDP growth, which by the way we just printed for Q1.
Yeah, like all the data is fucked now because like it's just like the new, like all the orders data is completely fucked. Everybody's just like buying shit. Like you have no idea what's going on. All the data is like nonsense right now. I don't know what's gonna happen. I really don't. I think what Trump's doing is definitely like wildly risky because if it doesn't work, it's gonna be a fucking disaster.
Right.
I also kind of like get it. I do think China is like a huge problem, you know, and we have, it's like a problem that we've like outsourced the manufacturing of like, it's crazy that they make everything and that they can make everything. And it's just such a vulnerability. It's like wild. It like can't keep existing, but I don't know. There's just like houses of cards everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know. I am not going to sit here and say like, I'm like, when people are just like, oh, this is definitely terrible. This is definitely going to end this way. My alarm bells already go off, especially when like the market is already like adjusted. Like something happens, the market sells off rapidly. And then for like 6 weeks, you've got like talking heads on Twitter, like writing the same fucking post as though it's like not already priced in, like, you know, something. And I don't know. Like I'm I'm waiting and seeing and owning Bitcoin and just moving on with my life at this point.
But you're net long, but small net long, or you're
I'm
net long?
short U.S. stocks actually, and I'm long Bitcoin and long gold.
I've been I kept all my stocks, but I've been buying like puts as the market's been going up, and I think I'm like still a little net long, but I'm gonna keep adding to it. And if they expire worthless, like who cares? I lost like a couple % of my portfolio, but like I feel so much better being protected.
Yeah.
Like I would be cool basically if I'm neutral. You know, if I'm neutral, I'm not trying to like make money off these things, but I haven't hedged the crypto portfolio, so I should probably add some more.
It's a weird time right now, bro. Like feel like if you log on, it like feels like everything's burning to the ground, but like I'm just like balls long risk assets, and then like everything is going up, like including U.S. stocks. There's like a weird disconnect going on.
It's just really hard for me after I went to that trip and I talked to like so many different types of factories, and you see the ports empty, and like you just see the physical part of the economy like not moving. And you're like, okay, well, it can't be great. Like it's not amazing. So it feels tough to be like really
I think the
long.
mental model is like we're just remanufacturing like a COVID type event, and then we know the playbook for a COVID type event. We just like print a bunch of fucking money.
Sure.
The end, you know. But like in that scenario,
Not if it's like a very slow destruction, and you know, if it's not like a massive sharp recession, right? There's still going to be economic activity.
It's gonna be a slow money print.
Could be a slow burn.
Slow money print.
You know, it's not going to be this like V. It's going to be this like slow downward thing in terms of like economic growth stalling, and maybe I don't know. The stock market obviously is separated from it, but anyway, False asks, Nick, are you confident they will honor your contracts? Generally, yes. Like one, because we've worked with them for a long time, a lot of these factories, and also because like we have terms with them. So, you know, maybe we'll put anywhere from like 10 to 30% of the deposit down, and then we don't pay them the balance until after it's either at the port or it's actually shipped. Yeah. So I feel typically good about those contracts. If you're referring to like the exclusivity and not letting the competitors in, they know we have a team there. Like we put our people in the factory during production lines. So I think just because they know we have a team on the ground that will be inside their factories, probably, you know, I think they'll follow it. But yeah, I mean, there's no court you go to when you have like a dispute with a Chinese factory. Like it's not like there's someone gonna help mediate that for you. You kind of have to solve it on your own. All right. What do you guys want to do?
Burnout?
You want to talk about that?
Yeah.
You burnt out about going live on YouTube? What do we?
Yeah, that was hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Catch us up.
I mean, we prompted this discussion from RSA himself,
Ryan Sean Adams.
Sean Adams,
Bankless podcast,
which just vanished from the Bankless podcast.
I didn't even know that until I saw the post. I read the post. I liked the post.
It's nice how unplugged you've been.
Do you wanna pull it up?
Unplugged from some things and very plugged into other things.
You want to pull it up? Well, Steven, I mean, I've read it, but do you want to intro it a little bit?
Yeah, I mean,
does the screen share work?
Yeah, it can work.
Okay, here's the post. It is now safe to turn off your computer. How Reboot fixed my burnout and upgraded my mind. So it goes through being completely done. 5 years of swimming in the crypto media ocean, another public pitchforking, and he just crashed and was like, okay, I'm going to not do anything. No more podcasts, no more work, clean, empty calendar for 90 days. And he just reset his life. He deleted all his apps. He got offline. He created a new North Star.
This part was a literal, I think, interesting. So he talked about how I forgot to define enough. Once the number was hit, the goalpost would move. I felt like I was time poor, relationship light, mentally scattered, physically soft. And he kept asking, like, why am I doing this again? So he used Sahil Bloom's new book, 5 Types of Wealth, I think it's time, social, mental, physical, and financial. And so he just tried to like talk about a balance over all five of
What was
those
that?
wealth
What
buckets.
was that line you said at the beginning? Time poor.
Oh, he said
relationship-
time poor, relationship light, mentally scattered, and physically soft.
Oh God.
You asking for a friend or?
Bro, that hits home so hard. Fuck.
So he drew new map goals, habits, systems, and feedback loops to dollar cost average into the wealth buckets. And then it sounds like he worked on it with his wife too, which is really interesting. And then the third part, if you scroll down a little more,
Stretch thin.
yeah, he talked about how once he stopped doing things, like his business partner David Hoffman obviously probably carried a lot of the load, but like his team kind of like filled in the gaps. And now, I mean, this would be great to operate off of. I don't know if this would work, but he's saying it did for him, and he was a pretty busy guy. Operating on energy accounting, if a task drains him more than it pays, it gets delegated, automated, or delegated, or deleted, excuse me. So he's down to storyteller and capital allocator. And yeah, that's his little 90-day story.
So he went like full detox.
Full monk
He was
mode.
like LOL dopamine detox.
Yeah.
Raise.
I mean, 90 days is hardcore.
I mean, we did.
That's a
What did we do, 2
that's
weeks
like a
back
Jordan.
then?
That's like a Jordan level retirement. That's like a
90
full
days.
mini retirement. You know?
Yeah, I agree. It's more important than what we did because he stopped working,
Yeah.
right?
Completely. Yeah. We were just cutting the dopamine. This is like a full reset of your life, and not even really sure you're going to go back. But the point is, I think
about
a lot of people don't get to this point where they pull the plug on everything and fully restart the computer. He had the computer off, is a better way to put it. He didn't just reboot it. He turned the computer off for 90 days. A lot of people go through burnout, and they just continue to go through burnout. And you hit a rock bottom eventually, and people deal with it differently. This is the way he dealt with it. I think the way he dealt with it was good, smart approach. Because then when you delete everything, you can then intentionally choose what to reincorporate back into your life. But I mean, you talked about this last week and the week before, and just being burnt out. Does this resonate? Are you like, oh man, I need to do something like this? Or you're just taking a different approach of just like slowly deleting certain things, which you just announced yesterday that you're no longer doing the Irresponsibly Long podcast, so you're on the road of deleting.
I'm not on the road at all.
You're not on the road?
No, deleting implies that you are removing sort of like net work from your schedule. I simply had too much work and had more critical work and replaced work I was already doing with more critical work. Like I haven't really, like all the time I'll save by not doing the pod will be just immediately filled with additional work. So there's no.
Yeah. But you are deleting something to allocate towards something that maybe is more intentionally desired or in your zone of genius, or the thing that you just want to do in this phase of your life, is my point.
For sure, but that's like a different thing.
Yeah,
You're
it's not-
talking about
it's
like
not this.
focusing.
Yeah.
This is like something. This is something that like I dream of.
Yeah. So I mean, but you're focusing, so that's good.
Focusing is good. Like not focusing sucks. Like
Yeah. Power of focus.
attention switching is like honestly like the silent killer. It's like
Yeah.
something people don't talk about enough, but it like
Oh,
causes
I'm big on it.
so
I hate,
much
I hate the
mental
attention switching.
stress. It's like actually like insane like how much it messes you up.
It absolutely does. It totally messes you up.
Yeah.
A lot of people will just react to the next thing that happens, like as they're sitting at their computer. You know, a Slack message pops up, an email comes in, they're working on a project, a phone call, next jump into a Zoom meeting, and like that context switching can slowly fry your brain.
Yeah, I mean that's like I think that's the root of like 80% of the pain I feel is the task switching. And I feel like I could get away from it if I had like any other job. I feel like I know what I would do. I remember a couple years ago you recommended I read Deep Focus by Cal Newport.
Deep work.
Or Deep Work, sorry, by Cal Newport. Clearly I didn't remember it well enough. But like it was a it was an interesting wake up call for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like this idea that you just need to like really intentionally just block time to do like
Yeah.
one thing, and like and to plan it ahead and like incorporate it into your life, because it just doesn't happen randomly.
Mm-hmm.
And I would love to be able to do that more. I probably can. Like I'm probably just being dramatic, and I probably could make some changes.
Well, a lot of it is just how you approach your day and your work, right? Like these are decisions we all make about how to approach it. Some things you can't help and require like fundamental shifts in your work, and other things are just decisions of how we approach the work that we do each day. So, where are you at with like how much you can control versus what you can't? Like, is most of it under your control, and it's just a matter of like resetting how you approach your work?
I mean, I would have to stop trading or fundamentally change like the way that I trade.
Mm-hmm.
Um, when you trade on like very high leverage and over like kind of shorter time horizons, you're sort of like at the mercy of the market. You have to get into stuff at the right time, and you have to get out of stuff at the right time.
Mhm.
And so like my trading view account, like the other day, like I hit my alert limit, and it's like, you have 1,000 alerts, you need to clear some space. And I was like, oh fuck. Like this morning I woke up at like 5 in the morning to like a dinging coming from the computer across the room that I didn't realize was on because some fucking alarm went off. And it sucks. It just puts you in this like hyper vigilant state like all
Crazy
the
way
time.
to wake up.
Yeah, and it's like it's killing my sleep because like I can totally feel like that I need to pull the plug at some point, because like my brain is not, it's not turning off. Like it's like wired to, it's very funny. It's like wired to wake up like 10 minutes before the market opens. Like it knows the market is about to open, and it's just like I have to get up. It's like it's almost like it's like I'm sleeping, and it knows like some like warring villager tribe is like charging over the mountains. It's like, you gotta get up, you gotta get up, and I can't sleep. I can't sleep in.
So everyone's wired differently, right? Like some people, just we're literally all very different in how we approach our work, how we organize ourselves, our sort of like desire, our ability to stay on a schedule or organized. And everyone comes up with a different system. And you've had times in your life when you've been hyper organized and system oriented, but right now you're not. So what's the answer here? Because you're probably not the only person in the universe going through this version of what you're going through. Like when a person is so stuck in a mode of operating, how to make the change, how to start making some change to prevent full-blown burnout. Or is burnout just required? Like you just have to get to burnout before you make a change? Like ultimately, how does a human being iterate, make a change before things get worse?
It's like interesting. Like I think that there's this interesting question is like, is burnout like kind of very exclusively in the realm of like people like you and I who like make our own hours or entrepreneurs, and we tend to just like lose all sort of boundaries of like time and space and everything, because everything just becomes like this like infinite money making opportunity, and then next thing you know, you've just filled your cup with like so much stuff, and then you start killing yourself, versus like someone who works like a standard like 8-hour a week job. They have these like sort of enforced like breaks where they just like unplug, at 5 p.m. they're done. They're like, fuck this job, not thinking about it anymore, right?
I don't think so. I think that, I mean, burnout in general is becoming a pretty well studied thing.
Yeah.
And I'm not.
I
the
agree
person
with you,
who's
by the way.
Studied it.
Posing the question.
Yeah, I think that it has to do with alignment more than anything. I don't think it's like exclusive to people that work a lot or context switch a lot. I think the commonality of burnout is a misalignment with the main activity a person is choosing to undergo every day in their life. And burnout is just like, there's a deeper, it's kind of like depression, honestly. I think burnout and depression are very similar. And I think depression is like your body is rejecting your outer world. Your inner world is rejecting your outer world. And I think burnout is a variation of that.
I mean, burnout. I don't know if it's directly related, but burnout happens when you are like kind of running on like when you're like running on a treadmill. Like you're expending all this energy, but like you don't feel like you're getting closer to where you're going, or at worst, like you're somehow moving farther away, and then that can be like super exhausting. Because I feel like it's kind of hard to burn out, as you say, like if there is alignment, like the motivation, like that, like the jolt you get from just like like you seeing the prize and just like you view yourself getting closer. It's like super motivating, and like you can just eat so much glass if you do that.
Yeah.
But like when you like either don't really know where you're going, but you're expending all these hours, or you do know where you're going, but like you seem to be drifting farther away from it somehow. And
Well,
not
yeah,
making
because most people are
progress.
operating. I think burnout's happening because they're like here, and they're looking at their North Star goal, and they feel like they're spinning their wheels on the treadmill, like you're saying, and they're not getting closer to it. But some of the greatest, people, most successful people of all time, for whatever reason, they're on the treadmill here, and they're feeling like they're making progress. They have a different metric of how they're measuring their success on a daily basis. And even if they're not getting closer as rapidly and as quickly as they would like to, they're sort of in the zone on a daily basis where the grind is paying off, like you said. They can chew glass because however they're measuring their success becomes worthwhile. It's like they're on the journey. They're living the hero's journey, and it feels worthwhile. And so a lot of it is like the story we tell ourselves and how we measure our feeling of progress, I think. Like the times in my life when I've been completely overwhelmed is because I was overly focused on the mountain and the summit at the end. And the times where I just like completely fell in love with the process and embraced, this is chapter 7. And chapter 7, some chapters take a long time to get through, and some chapters are really quick. And so it's all about the story we tell ourselves, I think, oftentimes. At least for me, it has been. And then the other aspect of it is, but am I climbing the right mountain? Am I summiting the right mountain? Am I on the right journey? Because that misalignment of like, this isn't even a mountain I want to climb is extremely detrimental, because then you're questioning yourself halfway through the journey and saying like, should I just turn around? Should I take a left and go toward a completely different summit? And that's a very good question to ask yourself if that North Star is no longer alluring, and if the progress metric along the way isn't really giving you dopamine along the way. So these are the things I think people ask themselves. And burnout, to me, it's a positive thing in a sense, because it's kind of like saying like, I don't know. When you don't know something, it means like, great. Like there's a positive benefit there. It means like you're about to uncover something. The lack of knowledge is positive. You're 1 degree away from like an insight. And so like burnout to me is 1 degree away from flow, from a sense of from flow. Like what people don't want to be in is burnout. What they want to be in is a flow state. When you're in a flow state, you can accomplish a lot and feel good about it.
Is burnout just like a dopamine thing? Like dopamine kind of, it keeps you going because your brain sort of like releases it in anticipation of a reward, right? You're like, ooh, like I'm going here, and it gives you this thing to keep going, right? So then when you get to this, I mean, this is how people, and get back to the earlier thing. There's people in 40-hour-a-week jobs who burn out.
Yeah,
like a lot of people, and I wonder if that is the reason. Like they do stuff. There's no release of that thing anymore, because there is no, like your brain, there is no reward here. So like I'm not even gonna release the feel good.
They have a bad boss. They're working a spreadsheet, but they know they're meant for more. They're just like suffering and feeling trapped. Feeling trapped is a terrible feeling, and one of the key reasons why people feel burnout is like they have to do it. They don't really want to, but they kind of have to. And for whatever reason, they've decided that this is just something I have to do right now. But that's like giving up your free will. It's giving up the choices that we make. And then, someone might say, well, Armand, I have to do it for my mom, or I have to do it for my family. And yeah, I get it. But also life is too short. And like your mom and your family need you to be in flow and to be at peace and to be happy and to be feeling like you're making progress. And we carry the weight, in particular men, you know? So many men around the world are like carrying a burden and a responsibility on their shoulders and burning out because they're like, well, I'm being a man, I'm doing the right thing, I'm carrying the burdens, I'm being responsible, I'm doing what I must do to provide. But I think sometimes that loses sight of the bigger picture of like people just want you to be happy, you know? Everyone around us, I think. Anyone who has love in their life, everyone wants them to just be happy. And so sometimes we get trapped as men in particular into doing things that we continue on that journey for too long. I know I have, for sure, at times. Now, I've gone through times in my life where I can't imagine being more burnt out and more of a lack of or more of a feeling of just like spinning my wheels and not making progress and being too scattered. And there were so many factors. Like, it's not such a singular definition. I was like overly spread too thin, doing too many things, too many businesses, too many projects. I was not measuring my progress correctly. I was doing something that was not in my zone of genius. I was picking up tasks that shouldn't belong to me. And when you combine that alongside many other metrics and many other variables, it's like devastating. It can be a terrible, terrible feeling. I went through that. Like the most fascinating version of that is like this is so long ago, but when I first started working at Google, I was in love with it. But then when I moved departments and went to a new group and had a different boss and a different role, I was completely burnt out. It was like working at two different companies, and eventually I quit. And it was amazing to me because that all happened in the span of 1 year at the same company. But Google's so large that it's like you're working for a different company when you move to a different department, a different group, a different team. And then the same thing has happened as an entrepreneur. Certain businesses, I was just like, this is not working, or I was doing too many things at the same time. So I think there's something to be said for focus. Like right now, the only thing in the world that I think about and care about from a career business perspective is Steno AI. That's it. And this is probably the first time in my life that I've had such a singular laser focus of what I put my energy and work toward. What ends up happening is that all of your effort compounds. So one of the most rewarding things about focus is that you see the effort compound right before your eyes. So your ability to measure your progress without you even really doing anything differently by lasering in, you know, it's like the 30 guys against the gorilla. If there could be coordination and they could focus, maybe they could take down the gorilla. It requires that intense focus and coordination. And once that starts happening, every day you wake up, it's like, damn, the needle really moved today. Every day. And then a month goes by, and what would have taken a year happens in a month. What happens in a year used to take 5. That compounding is really real. So that's a big aspect of it. And then like what you're actually doing, right? So like, yes, I do a lot of shitty work, but because I'm a founder and I'm, you know, you just start up, you just do what you got to do. But I tend to have, I have pretty much placed myself in my zone of genius. So I think there's something to be said for that as well, where it's like, I ask myself, like, is this still something I would want to do in 10 years? Am I doing the thing that I know I do best? I know the role will evolve. I know I won't be doing the same things forever, but do I have the longevity and the desire, if I had to do this for the next 10 years? And the answer is yes. And when those things start to stack up, you start to create more of a feeling of flow than a feeling of burnout. And honestly, for me, I went from not wanting to admit that I was miserable, right? It's like no one wants to admit that.
Right.
And knowing deep down I was like kind of suffering at times in my career, to like actually being able to say out loud, I love what I do. I remember the first time I really said that, like a couple years ago. I was like, whoa, that's different. That's different. I've heard people say that. That's really cool. Like, I love what I do. So that's my framework that because I've gone through exactly what you're talking about. It's miserable. It's miserable. So, I mean, how are you approaching it now? Given what you know, you're a smart dude. You have all the answers, right? You have all the answers.
I don't.
Yeah, you do.
I wish I did.
What would you do if you did have the answers? What would you say if you had to know?
I mean, I would love to live in a world where I can take 90 days off and just reset my brain every once in a while. And in some parts of my life, I've been able to do that, but now is not one of them. And I think 99 out of 100 people listening to this pod like probably can't do that. So it's kind of like it's definitely like
It was a luxury.
a luxury.
It's a luxury.
to be able to do that for sure.
I mean, a week,
Yeah,
like,
I do that.
yeah, you do. Yeah, just go do a little
I
mini
mean, it's a
retreat.
good point. Like little things add up. Like if you can actually enforce like a weekend or like a 2 or 3 hour window at night,
Dude, I
or
did
in the
that this
morning,
past Sunday.
it adds up.
I was stacked up, and like again, I'm in flow, but things were getting stressful, and I had a lot of work, and I just told Erica, I was like, I need a day. I need a day, and she knew exactly what I was talking about. We've been together 13 years. She was like, okay, yeah, I get it.
Like,
And you know
like
what the
she'll
cost
take care
of
of the
that is,
kids.
right?
Yeah, you're asking
The
what you're
cost of
asking her to
that,
do.
this is a lot. This is a lot to ask for when you have a 6-week-old baby, a 2-year-old, and our help just left. So she's alone now for the last couple weeks. And I was like, I need a day. And you know what though? Holy shit. That day I had maybe, I didn't even get a day, right? I got maybe 4.5, 5 hours. But dude, that 5 hours to myself was bliss, and that's my version now of my 90 days is like, I feel it. I know it. If I'm going to start to burn out, you gotta call it in. You have to retreat by definition, in a sense, right? Like back away, zoom out, pick up a book, forget about everything.
Long business class flight. That'll do it.
Those were our favorites.
Oh,
man.
those are still.
Yeah. Nick and I used to do that. You've heard the story, right? Like we would just,
Yeah.
boom.
We had a
just
flight
goes
pass.
for
We
it.
were like, all right, let's just get on. You can get so much good
No
thinking
Wi-Fi.
done. Yeah, no Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Just a pen and paper,
Oh,
maybe a
the
laptop and a
no Wi-Fi
spreadsheet.
days,
No
huh?
Wi-Fi.
Wow.
No, we had Wi-Fi.
Oh, you wouldn't allow
I
yourself.
don't
No.
get I don't get Wi-Fi on airplanes.
Yeah, because
Ever.
that's you defeat the whole purpose
Ever.
of like.
Disconnected,
I am
flying through the air.
Capable of doing that.
No, yes, you can, and you do it, and it's like meditation. It's actually a spiritual experience. I swear to God, I'm not.
So you
I'm
were
not
like,
trying to
you
exaggerate.
were like raw dogging flights.
Oh yeah, well, raw dogging is when you just sit.
I
there.
sent you guys a picture from the tarmac of the map and the seat, and I was like, it
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
go through. It didn't go through.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn.
But no, I mean, you're in like a little cocoon. You have everything you need. You can lay down. You can sit up. You can be on a desk. All the food. There's a bathroom within 5 steps away from you. It's like perfect little retreat area.
Before
to like
we
do all
sound
the
like
thinking.
assholes, we're aware this was a luxury.
What's that? Oh yeah, your little thing there.
Our little cocoon was
Your
quite a
little-
luxury.
Your little standby scheme.
But you could do this peasant class too.
It's a
And
good scam.
Credit card
it's
points,
great.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I miss my credit card points.
I know. I need ad spend. Fucking Nick. A million.
that-
Dude,
Yes,
Google
the ad
Google
spend days are
destroyed
over, man.
destroyed our
Google's
Cash
forcing
back?
Nick to like manually wire funds now.
actually pay money for flights. It's
Ugh.
terrible.
Ugh,
I didn't know this.
Yeah, Google
Yeah.
Said no more credit cards paying for ad spend.
it's over.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's over.
For bigger spenders. Smaller spenders
Oh.
can still use it, but like once you're a certain size, they give you net 30 terms, which is nice, unlimited
Okay.
credit line, but I would much rather
Yeah.
put it on a cashback card.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't get to do that anymore though. Yeah, our Amex rep is destroyed. He's like, my entire business collapsed
Oh.
once.
Poor guy.
Yeah. Anyway,
Do you still have like years of points like stashed away like a squirrel?
yeah, there's quite a bit of points there, but
What are you gonna do when they run out? Are you gonna actually like
I'll just start
pay for
start a
business
business with a
flights?
3% margin and then just like just
Like,
run
absolutely not.
run millions of dollars of ad spend through it. Just
Oh,
try to
man.
break even. Just so I can
men,
get the
men,
points.
men will literally do anything to avoid paying full price for a business class seat.
But yeah, it's a retreat. It's that
Yeah.
zoom out.
But so even if you get a
disconnect,
Sunday.
one day is all you need sometimes. Again, I want you to give me the insight. I want you to tell me what the insight is for you, because the shoe that fits one
I'm the
pinches another.
worst person to ask for this. I'm the most burned out, like
Bro, you're
Task
You have
switching.
you
all
have
the
the answer.
answers.
You have the answer.
You
Oh.
don't need to go to India and talk to a guru because all he's going to do is put up a mirror and reflect everything you say back to you. You already know how this goes. You're a smart dude. What's the answer for you?
I think the next time in my life I have like nothing going on, I just have to be okay with that fact that there's nothing going on and not like immediately fill the space with like a new project that I can't stop.
Yeah. Did we share the same therapist at one
But
point?
that's still
Yeah.
the past.
Yeah, I think
That's
she
still
said
the
the same thing
past.
to me.
Really?
Yeah.
That's an
Hey.
insight for the future when you get there. But what is the insight today?
The insight today is
I'm
that
pushing you also because this is not for you. I really believe there are people out there that have a very similar experience. And I think you having an insight would create a breakthrough for people as well.
I mean, look, the best I can do right now is just like take stock of my life and ask like what is absolutely critical and then cut stuff that isn't. Because sometimes you are constrained and you can't like unplug for 90 days. You just have like, you've committed to things. Maybe you've taken money from people. Maybe you've got employees, right? You can't just go fuck off in the woods for like 6 months and be like, oh, I've reset my brain. Like you just can't do it. So I'm trying to just piece stuff together right now.
I mean, you might be surprised when you do that. You don't end up actually changing anything. You just kind of change the story from like, I have to do all this shit to like, I get to do all this stuff. Like, and remember, like, 'cause when you start going through like, okay, why am I doing this? What's the immense, immeasurable pleasure I'll achieve by accomplishing this? What's the immense, immeasurable pain if I don't do this? And you're like, okay, it actually all aligns.
Yeah, if it aligns.
Yeah, and you're like, okay, it does.
Assuming it aligns.
Yeah, assuming it aligns, then you're like, well, shit, this is kind of cool. Like
get
I'm
to do
on
this.
I'm on the right track, you know. And
Yeah.
I do this thing because it accomplishes this purpose. I do this thing because it you know. So you never know. It may not be changing anything. It may just be like give you a little
Reorienting.
reorient. Yeah, that's a good way to say it.
Yeah, I think story is everything, man. I mean, I always admire like certain people. Happiest people I know just have a really fucking good story, no matter what it is they're doing and what it is they have and how many things they're doing. They just have such a great story. They have a great perspective. These eyes and this brain shape everything. How we see it and the story we tell shapes everything. So that is probably the thing that I changed the most when I shifted. You know, I said all these variables, right? But the thing I probably shifted the most to get out of the burnout was telling a different story about what I get to do. I think you nailed it, Nick. It's that.
I mean, I kind of had one like on these plane flights because I was like, man, this is like a potentially like business ending threat, you know, external threat. And just switching the question to like, how do I turn this into an opportunity and like a long-term advantage? That was interesting. Just asking that question changed everything, how we started approaching it. And then, you know, on the way back, I was like, man, this thing is like so complicated. There's like marketing and product and supply chain and finance and like all these things. And I was like, God, there's so much going on. And then I was kind of like, it's just a really fun puzzle, you know, like it's not like I'm going to stop doing this and do nothing. I want to work on something. And so this is what I'm working on now. So if I can equate it to like just this really fun puzzle that I get to solve every day, and it's not always, it's sometimes very frustrating and feel like you get stuck in the puzzle. And then you like get these breakthroughs. So that's what I kind of view it now as like,
Dude, that's
I get to go to work and
true.
try to piece this puzzle together. And at the end of the rainbow, there's a lot of actually financial dollars at the end, but still it's like a
You're so
fun
right.
puzzle.
Because when I was in e-commerce, I hated the puzzle. And I realized because we had an app component to our business, and I loved the software puzzle. I loved software development. I loved creating a software experience. But when it came to inventory, when it came to going to China, when it came to dealing with the manufacturers, it wasn't for me. It wasn't something that I got any energy out of. And so in my last company, because we had these two branches, essentially, I realized I was so much better at SaaS and software. So that's what led me to doing my current company. And I think that was a key part of it is understanding that and like, what problem do I want to solve every day? Because you're going to chew glass no matter what you do. And you remember there was a while every day I would walk in and be like, eating shit for
it's
breakfast.
just, we could tell, we would look
Yeah.
in each other's eyes what kind of day it is.
What kind of shit are you eating for breakfast? But it's like getting excited about it. it's funny, but it's like, yeah, I have to have this really hard conversation, or I have to solve this really hard problem, and I get to
Or
do that.
dumb
today.
problem.
Yeah, or dumb problem.
So I don't know. Maybe when you take a break, you might be like, huh, it's actually all this kind of like everything you're working on
can't
kind of
wait to take
like
a
makes
break.
sense.
Maybe
Take a
my
break this weekend.
60th birthday.
See, I don't like the language you're using.
Yeah, just spank you.
You're being a bad boy. All right, guys.
All right.
I think we wrap it up there.
Yeah, that was good.
Lots of good talks.
It was deep.
In the chat as well. Thanks, guys, for enduring.
Yeah, I hope that resonates. I'm sure a lot of people experience this.
Techno.
Only 60 minutes of technical difficulties.
That was an all-time high, man. All-time high.
That was a
Every possible thing.
that was a rough.
I'll be honest,
We
not
had so many new things go wrong.
not the kind of puzzle I like solving.
No.
No.
So is that our last live ever?
I think that might be the last live. I think I might have to
So
be the
out.
one who breaks the glass. I was like,
I love live.
It's fun.
I love.
I love live too. Okay, guys. So like we might not do live anymore, but it's like for good reason. Like for one, the product will be more polished. And I know some of you don't care about that, but also like the video quality, all this stuff is like bad. Like we can't do like the
It's
clips,
trade-offs.
the promo.
We have
There's like, a lot
trade-offs.
of trade-offs.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
I want to do live because we're trying to get this software
maybe we can
that would
bring it
allow
back.
us
Maybe we
to
can bring it back someday.
do community call-ins. Because I
Oh,
want to
God,
talk.
I want to do that too. Yeah.
Community call-ins would be just like, it makes a whole different show. Like imagine like, I don't know, like Feach just calls in and is like, Steven, you're so fucking wrong. You have no idea how inertia works. I want to hear him say that.
I was
wanna hear
trying to
him
like
say that.
I was trying to envision him saying what he while I was reading
Yeah,
out.
he was losing.
Yeah,
it.
he's losing.
But
it.
imagine he could hit a button, and we could hear his voice, and it'd be great. We'd laugh about it.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
It would
I
add to
mean,
the
we're,
combo.
We're currently streaming in 720 for reasons I don't understand.
Yeah, those are the trade-offs.
The picture's grainy.
Shitty,
I
shitty
hate the
clips.
picture. It's driving me nuts, man. I just want like good. I just want like good video quality.
I know. We
It's
need pro
killing me.
video, man.
If anybody out here can just like make the video work, I have better video at home with my like $6 like webcam on my laptop than I do with this like freaking lens setup.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on.
I know.
It's a great source of stress in my life. This is like 45 minutes a night of sleep down the drain, right here alone every night.
I'll literally forget it 2 minutes after we hit the stop button. Like,
I never
what are you
forget
talking
it.
about?
That was fun.
All right.
Good stuff, boys. We made it through.
How do I hit the stop button on this backup software? Just this?
There's a button that says stop.
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
All right. Then.
Stop.
It's not going to be a clean exit. I think we're just going to disappear.
Okay.
Okay.
It's
gonna be
well,
abrupt.
We're gonna disappear. It'll be
Goodbye,
abrupt,
everybody.
but we love you all. See you next week.
Peace.
Maybe. Bye.
Bye.